Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this program, Our Moments with God, our moments with the Word of God, our moments with the love, mercy, and compassion of God, our moments also with the holy ones of God, the saints of God. As I said, every day there are some saint or the other that is celebrated in the church, and today we'll speak about two of them in short, and our moments also with our own inner selves, where we trace our own spiritual journey and our own closeness to God, or maybe a distance from God. And I invite you also to be co-proclaimers with me of the Word of God by simply sharing these videos with others. And today's video is going to be, of course, about the Word of God, but also about being the Republic Day of India, today being the 26th of January. We'll talk a little about that. Thank you for liking the video and writing your comments and sharing the videos with others. Thank you. First of all, today the church celebrates the feast of Saint Timothy and Titus, the two disciples of Saint Paul. And it is not just a coincidence that yesterday, on the 25th of January every year, the church celebrates the feast of the conversion of Saint Paul. As you know very well, Saint Paul, who was persecuting the church as many are doing now in India, he was converted not by anybody, he was converted by God. God intervened in his life, as it is always that conversion is always an act by God. The initiative is by God, and those who preach the word of God, like Timothy and Titus and himself Saint Paul, we are just instruments in bringing the word of God to the attention of people, and if people are attracted and are convinced, they embrace the religion or Christianity or maybe any other ideology. If not, fine. But let us remember that today, the 26th of January, particularly in this context of religious persecution and the allegations of conversion, etc., on the 26th of January 1950, India became a sovereign democratic republic. So we received our freedom from the British in 1947 on the 15th of August. That was our freedom, Independence Day. But then we were under foreign rule and we did not have our own rules to govern ourselves. So there was the constitution of an assembly, which is called the Constituent Assembly, which then worked on how we, the people of India, would like to be governed and what are the rules that will govern us. And that took about 2.5 years to work on, under the leadership of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who then formulated this constitution, which was declared on the 26th of January 1950, where we said that we are a sovereign people. We, the people of India, are sovereign, democratic, and we declare ourselves as republic. So each one of us is abiding by this constitution. We have no British rule, we have no BJP rule, we have no Congress rule, we have no rule. We are ruled by the constitution, we are governed by the constitution. And this constitution has very clearly several things in it, but in its preamble, it says that it is a secular, democratic country which has equal right to every citizen to practice, preach, and propagate one's religion. I could go a lot into this thing, and if you want, you can read this also in my book. I have mentioned earlier this book called Christianity, Hindutva, Conversion. Why? Because yes, it is the Hindutva forces which are creating all this havoc against the Christians, against the Muslims in India. They have no regard for the constitution. be the Prime Minister of India, though he has taken oath under the Constitution and praises the Constitution, but actually he is the chief divider of India, as some years ago the Time magazine had titled The Chief Divider. He is dividing people on the line of religion because he is a pracharak from the RSS whose only agenda is to spread hate. They call it under the title of Hindutva, but their aim is only to create hatred. They tried their best to create hate against the Muslims. Now they are creating that hate against Christians. And no wonder, some years ago, just in 2023, this book came out. I hope you know this book is a very famous book by Ashok Moody, and it is published by no less than the University Press in California, the famous University Press. I'm just mixing, but Stanford. Stanford, one of the most famous universities. So it is not simply a book written at random. It is titled "India is Broken," and the subtitle is "A people betrayed independence to today." And though he is not too much mentioning about Hindutva, but he is mentioning about how right from the start, Independence Day, we have been betrayed. But now this betrayal is absolutely seen by everybody. It is conspicuous by everybody how openly the BJP ministers, the RSS, are spewing venom. Do you know that some days ago they forced a pastor in Odisha to eat cow dung? The Bajarang Dal people are taking law in their own hands. They are going around India, destroying churches, beating up people, asking people not to practice your own religion. Can you imagine? Have they completely forgotten what it means? How can the Prime Minister today have this flag hoisting on the 26th of January when he does not open his mouth when such atrocities are committed against Christians, against Muslims, against Dalits, against minorities? How can you still call yourself a true patriot, a true citizen of India, if you do not respect the Constitution? That's why certainly India is, this book appeared in 2023. We are now in 2026. And the last 11 or 12 years under the BJP has created this brokenness of India to be a world phenomenon. Everybody is watching. They don't realize this, that people are watching. And now this pastor who was made to eat cow dung, now I am told that he was living in a rented house and he's been asked to vacate his house. Is that freedom? Is that the Constitution? That you are asking that man to leave that house? What happens if Hindus living in America, in Germany, in England, in Australia are told, please go home to your Hindu country? Can you imagine that? And why are we, the other Hindus, keeping quiet about it? They are sending their children to Catholic schools, to Christian schools to get good education. And after getting that education, in order to get votes, to be in power and to remain corrupt, they are targeting the Muslims and the Christians and the minorities so that the shortcomings of the government and its poor governance, which is breaking the country. Yes, India is broken. It is on the verge of complete failure of Constitution. It is a matter of shame for all of us. And as we celebrate today, the 26th of January, let us not forget that Saint Paul was converted by the light that shone upon him by Jesus Christ himself, whose feast we celebrated yesterday on the conversion of Saint Paul. And today we continue to celebrate the feast of Saint Timothy, and Titus, both of whom were disciples of St. Paul, who went about preaching the word of God, the forgiveness of God, the love of God, the equality that God has made us all equal and we need to respect each other. This is a wonderful combination of the message of the Constitution as well as the message of the gospel, the Christian message of treating everybody equally. That's why Hindus are flourishing in America. Some of the richest people in America are Hindus in a Christian cultured country. Of course, Donald Trump, I do not support him at all, and I do not appreciate the things that he is doing, but America in general has given them this opportunity. Why are they doing this in India to Christians and to Muslims? Only to remain in power? How long will you remain in power? Let us challenge all this, and I ask all my friends to please read this and distribute this book as much as possible, Christianity, Hindutva Conversion. Also for us Christians to understand what is the issue? Why are the Hindutva fellows doing this? The Hindutva fellows are doing all this not because they hate Christians or they hate Muslims. They hate Christians because Christians are teaching people to be equal. They are bringing equality in society. And the RSS and the BJP want the cultural hegemony, the dominance of the upper caste Brahmins on the poor people and in the lower caste. That is why they do not like the Christian education. That's why Bhagavad keeps on saying, don't speak English because then you will be enlightened. Let us remain with Hindi and Sanskrit and oppress people, oppress the poor. That is their ideology. I can talk a lot, but today is a special occasion. I wish you, my dear friends, viewers, all a happy Republic Day, particularly in India. And for all those of you who are not familiar with India, maybe through this video you will be also enlightened. And I invite you all to be subscribed to this channel and share the videos with others. Thank you.